is it not drying? Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing a very quick tutorial on the DANESSA MYRICKS LIGHTWORK Volume 5 palette, which you guys know I have been extremely obsessed with. I have been wanting to do lots of different tutorials with this palette. I wanted to start the whole tutorial-ing with this super wintry, icy look. I feel like the month of January is the perfect time to reach for those really, really intense silver tones. It's very snowy. It's very like, I don't know, just it's almost like a winter wonderland kind of a look. I know some of you have also requested looks as well, like requesting more of like the pinks and purples. I promise you, come Valentine's Day and like literally what feels like probably a couple of weeks at this point, I will definitely film another tutorial around that time using those shades. But for today, we are going to be using our wonderful, wonderful silver tones to get this look. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieve this, please feel free to keep watching. So obviously to prep my lids for this look, we are using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Priming Potion, specifically in the Anti-Aging formula. And then to do this winter look, we're really going to be focusing on these three shades here. So we're going to go really, really silvery, deepen this a little bit with the crease color with the Unstoppable shade, and then Powerful is going to be our lower lash line. We're going to kind of smudge that out there. So I am going to take a shadow brush. This is from LaRousse Beauty. This is their LR110 brush, and I'm going to grab the shade Invincible, which is this like beautiful silver, just gleaming, like very reminiscent of snow. And we're going to pack that onto the brush and then take this directly onto the eye. Now, the best way to apply the DANESSA MYRICKS palette is really just by ensuring that you're kind of pressing that shade in, and that I found kind of gives you the most impact here. We are going for like maximum sparkle, maximum glitter. Now, if you want, you can also apply this with a finger if you would like, a wet brush if you would like, but my favorite thing again about the DANESSA MYRICKS palette is how easy it is to use. So I just want to show you guys how to do this with a dry brush and show you all of the impact that you can get just by, again, using a dry brush. So again, grabbing more of that and really, really packing it in here. I do have a little bit of fallout. Now, typically speaking, when you do like a very sparkly eye like this, I would recommend doing your eyeshadow first and then kind of wiping your face and then doing your foundation. But for today's purposes, I like skipped that and was like, if we have glitter fallout on my face, that's totally fine. Gonna do the same thing on my other eye. Okay, and once we are happy with that half moon shape that I kind of have going on, we are going to take a fluffy crease brush. This is a tapered crease brush, so it's a little bit smaller than like what you normally would see for a crease brush. And again, this is the LR005 tapered blending brush. We are going to grab that shade Unstoppable right here, and we're gonna use this to just deepen the crease a little bit, because right now, the silver impact is like so extreme, right? That it's just like, oh my God, it's so bright. And what I want to do is I want to avoid looking too like 80s, if you will, with this look. So that's why I want to bring a little bit of depth into it. My favorite thing about this palette is that there are no matte shades in it. And I know that probably sounds like crazy to everybody who's watching, right? Because you're probably like, shouldn't you be putting a matte shade into your crease? And the answer is no. Today, because I want everything to be just super sparkly, very reminiscent of like snow, I am embracing all of the sparkle. So just kind of building this here, and you can see I'm not really using that much force with this eyeshadow. Like you can tell that I'm holding the brush very, very close to the edge of it. So that's going to give me like a really, really, really light touch. If I wanted to really pack that color in, I would hold the brush a little bit closer. This way you're going to really kind of get that like intense pressure. But by holding it back out here, I'm really just allowing that color to fluff very, very nicely into the outer corner. I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. And again, just really, really soft. And you can just see how this softens the look. It's not so Ice Queen that you're like, whoa, like this is very like, it's a modern way to do this bright, bright silver. And I'm just kind of building that up again. The DANESSA MYRICKS palette is so easy to work with, you guys. It's absurd. This is like the easiest eyeshadow look ever. Okay, and once I'm happy with this shape as well, what we can do is we're gonna grab the shade Powerful here, and we're actually going to use this as our liner and then also our lower lash line smudgy smudge. So in order to do this, I am grabbing a Zoeva brush. This is the 317 wing liner brush. This is my favorite wing liner brush of all time. So easy to use, so easy to create a wing. Would highly recommend purchasing. Like, out of all of the Zoeva brushes, this is the one that I would highly recommend. So I'm going straight into the pan and then just tapping it back out into the pan, and let's go ahead and create that wing liner. Right, see, so it's unreal how easy it is to be able to do this. When you are working with a good brush, man, like, makes all the difference. And then we're gonna go ahead and replicate that on the other eye. And we can build this up too, right? So if you feel like your wing liner isn't as obvious as you would like it to be or as defined as you would like it to be, you can continue to pack on this color, pack on this shade. And what's great, again, about the Danessa Myricks palette is how easy it is to continue to build that pigmentation without too much effort at all. Like, I would definitely consider this a much softer liner look, right? Like, if you really wanted your eyes to be defined, you could absolutely go in with like a black liquid liner and get that look. But for today's purposes, again, I kind of just wanted to use as much of this palette as possible. All right, I am really liking how that looks. And so we are going to go ahead now and smudge out the lower lash line. Again, I'm just taking that same shade Powerful, which actually I think might be one of my most favorite shades in this palette because it's just so beautiful. And I'm placing that straight into my lower lash line and smudging it out. Now, my favorite thing about the wing liner as well, or the wing liner brush, is that you can turn this brush depending on like what angle you're trying to create, right? So on the outer lash line, I'm holding it with the highest point facing out so that I can really kind of follow my lash line here. And the second I get to my inner corner, I'm flipping it around to get that angle again and laying that color onto my lower lash line. I'm going to take a look really quick at how this is looking. I actually want to add a little bit more of that silver into the center of my eye. I actually feel like the silver has really gathered right here in the inner corner, and I just want to continue to add a little bit more brightness, a little bit more light. And actually, in order to do that, you know, what I'm thinking is I'm actually going to grab the shade Brave, this one here, and I want to focus that on the center. So we're really just going to be adding color on color on color with this, but why not? Grabbing that again, actually on the same brush that I used to build up that silver, and we're gonna place that directly into the center of the eye. We're going to pack that on in tapping motions. And that has really kind of given me a little bit of brightness right into the center of the eye. A little bit of duochrome never hurt anybody, you know what I mean? And again, as you're building into these shades, right, if you feel like you've accidentally covered like the liner, don't be afraid to go back in and redefine it. This is what I love about this eyeshadow palette, is that not only is it extremely pigmented, but it is one of those palettes where you can just build and build and build, and the color just never seems to stop. And I never feel like it just becomes too much with this palette. Like, I just feel like you can always continue to add. Everything is so cohesive and looks really, really nice. It's really nice when you have an eyeshadow palette that just freaking works. You know what I mean? Like, it's glorious. All right, so that pretty much is the end of this eyeshadow look. I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara and we will be right back. And that, my friends, is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this very quick tutorial on a very, very easy but fun and snowy eye look from the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 5 palette. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.